Welcome back to Cronkite News. I'm Tyler Rolfs, and this is your Cronkite Sports Report. Major League Baseball announced the cancellation of the first two series of the season after they failed to reach a new labor deal. Negotiations between the owners and players union broke off yesterday. This means the regular season will be delayed by at least a week. For the Diamondbacks, this means they'll miss road series against the Milwaukee Brewers and Los Angeles Dodgers. They're now set to begin the season at home on April 7th against the San Diego Padres. Although with no labor deal in place, that date could be pushed even later. Meanwhile, Diamondbacks minor leaguers continue to prepare for their seasons. They'll be playing this year no matter what happens with the Major League negotiations. Slade Ciccone is excited to get back into the rhythm of the season.
Till towards the end before I came back to Arizona that it wasn't coming out the same. And when I came back to the fall league, I wasn't expecting to be coming out throwing 98 miles an hour because I was coming off something. I was more just focused on, getting my mechanics smooth and repeatable, getting everything, where it needs to be to go into the offseason to where I can get my strength back.
Some good news for Arizona sports fans, though, came yesterday when the University of Arizona clinched the Pac-12 men's basketball regular season title. The Wildcats are currently ranked as the second best team in the country by the Associated Press. They did it in a dominating fashion, defeating 16th ranked USC by a score of 91-71. For a team that struggled to put up points against Colorado, it was a big boost prior to what should be a strong NCAA tournament bid. Arizona gets set to close out the regular season against Stanford and Cal before playing the Pac-12 tournament in Las Vegas. The Suns are looking to bounce back tonight against the Trailblazers after going 1-2 since the All-Star break with Chris Paul out. They'll also be without star guard Devin Booker due to health and safety protocols. Paul injured his right thumb before the break, but even though he is out, he is still getting himself involved with the team.
He's usually telling me what he sees or certain situations that we can, walk through and in practice so that we can be better going forward. It's always something to help the team. That's just Chris. He's talking to me, he's talking to the assistants, he's talking to the players. And he just has a high care factor.
The Cardinals announced big-time contract extensions, but not the ones you may have expected. Cardinals head coach Cliff Kingsbury and general manager Steve Keim are staying in Arizona. Both Keim and Kingsbury signed contract extensions this morning that would go through 2027 after the team went 11-6, making it to the playoffs for the first time since 2015. Keim will be heading into his 10th season with the organization, and Kingsbury will be heading into his 4th. This year marks the 50th anniversary of Title IX. Since the law passed, there have been more opportunities for girls to compete in high school sports. Cronkite News reporter Hayden Weber takes a look at one of Arizona's fastest growing girls' sports.
Few sports draw emotion from fans, coaches, and athletes like wrestling. For just the second year, girls competed in the AIA State Wrestling Championships. Sophomore Andy Anderson is one of Basha's brightest young stars. She fell just short in her state championship match in the 120-pound division, but knows a title is within her grasp.
Well, I'm gonna get first at state next year, hopefully. So that's my goal, and maybe the Olympics one day, who knows?
Anderson is one of over 800 girls across 166 schools competing in girls wrestling in Arizona. Her coach Michael Garcia led Basha to the inaugural state title in 2021 before capturing the Division I Section 5 title this year. And although the pandemic brought a dip in participation, more schools competed in the sport this year than ever before.
But the numbers continue to grow, and I see it getting even bigger in the next 5 to 10 years.
More participation brings more exposure to the sport. For girls like Anderson, wrestling was a great option to other sports she tried as a kid.
I'm not really athletic. I tried all the girly sports, if you will. I tried gymnastics, I tried cheer. Wasn't very good at it.
Wrestling runs in the Anderson family. Andy's father, Stetson, is the current boys and girls wrestling head coach at Westwood High School. While he and Andy share a passion for the sport, Stetson prefers to separate being a coach from being a dad.
It's nice. It's nice being able to sit back and like this last weekend at the state tournament, just to sit back and watch your kid go out there and perform, not having any stress.
By the time her high school career ends, Anderson hopes to get an offer to wrestle in college. For now, she's inspiring others as a pioneer in this growing sport. In Phoenix, Hayden Weber, Cronkite News.
And it was a dramatic night for high school basketball players around the valley. The 5A state championships crowned 2 champions, including a first-time winner. On the boys' side, Centennial High School won their first ever state title, defeating Gilbert 46-39. The Coyotes finished the game on an 18-1 run in their dramatic victory. The Millennium girls team won their 4th straight state title with a 46-28 win over Flowing Wells, the same team they beat last year. The 6A state championship games take place tonight. That's all for today's Cronkite Sports Report. Back to you, Molly.